never played in his father's bands because he was better than the other musicians. This he knew since he was always finished while the others were still playing.
Mount Wolf had 3 different bands. The first band was formed in 1879 with 15 members. The second band was formed in 1912 to 1920. The third band was reorganized in 1925 and was directed by Charles Kinports.
One of the wealthiest men in town was also the tightest. He finished off abandoned beer glasses at the Vets, stuffed his pockets full when pretzels were given away at Hussey's, and took big steps to save his shoe soles. The administration building, located in Mount Wolf, Pennsylvania, was also used as an overflow building for the Mount Wolf Junior High School. These students were lucky. Their rooms were in the dungeon of the administration building, or you might say the basement.
There's going to be a parade.
Mount Wolf baseball stories and tales of hometown players are important not only to the sports fan, but to the whole town. For like other community institutions, baseball added a dimension of entertainment and participation reflecting of the town's character.
May of 1992 and again in 1993, Mount Wolf was part of the Tour du Pont bicycle race course. Great favorite for many who attended Mount Wolf Junior High School in the 1950s was going to Barton's Bakery during their lunch period. They used to play the jukebox.
And that's a 47 Plymouth Coupe,
So this one, this sort of maroon one is a 41 Chevy.
41 Chevy.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Good morning. It's Saturday morning, May the 13th, 1995, here in Mount Wolf at Gryman Field. We have an 8-10 B game between Mount Wolf and East Prospect. The last inning, Mount Wolf is losing this morning, 8-3.
We're Yorktown and we played the Nisa Wolves, and we lost to them 9-8 today.
And this is
Dr. Warren C. Harold began his medical practice in Mount Wolf in January 1946. In April 2000, the community gathered to honor and thank Dr. Harold. The committee had hoped that 300 would attend. Over 700 people came to offer thanks. In 2002, John Brenner, son of Sandy and John Brenner of Mount Wolf, Pennsylvania, was elected mayor of York County. Deckman moved to Mount Wolf in 1957 and served as solicitor for over 40 years. In 2007, Mike was honored by the York Bar Association for 50-plus years of service.
Pappy Grimm, a well-liked UB preacher and famed tobacco chewer, was chased from the parsonage porch by Mrs. Grimm because his aim was short of the street and dirtied the sidewalk. Hussey offered the Reverend haven, thereby encouraging a somewhat successful hometown mission. On one visit to the tavern, Pappy noticed a man leaning against and over the spittoon, admonished the fellow for drinking too much. It was learned later that the man was simply trying to retrieve his false teeth.
Kinder from Manchester married a Mount Wolf girl and has served as mayor of Mount Wolf, devoting over 24 years.
Good evening. I am Patty Kinder, and currently I'm serving as the chairman of the awards committee for the Northeastern School District Scholarship Foundation fundraisers that are conducted locally each year, which include our 5K run, chicken barbecue, which is provided through the Mount Wolf Eagle Fire Company, our golf tournament.
The final action by Council in 1988 was to approve installing stop signs at the Walnut Street Railroad crossing after it was determined that flashing lights were too expensive for the borough to budget. Comments by Jim Kinder, former mayor of Mount Wolf. November 2001, a special day of recognition was held for Marie Achenbach for her 45-plus years of service to the community.
Remember that we're always back here in Mount Wolf, ready to give you whatever support you need. So please, please, please remember that. And I'd just like to mention that my dad, Junior Achenbach, who's along tonight to present his award, is a World War II veteran.
In August of 1994, sadness once again took over our community following the unexpected death of the former player and longtime coach of the Wolves, Larry Rock Brenner. Funeral services were held at the ball field at the third base coach's box where he had spent so many summers. Some news reports on the AP wire stated he was to be buried there, but that was not the case. At the first game of the following season on May 6, 1995, the ball field was dedicated Larry Rock Brenner Memorial Field.
is Pat Poet. I'm the president of Mount Wolf Borough Council, and we welcome you here. This is our illustrious meeting room. It's not too fancy, but this is where all the business is done in the borough. And these two gentlemen can introduce themselves, and they're also borough council members.
Hi, I'm Les Jordan, councilman.
My name's Ted Fadley, borough council member.
And we thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Or decide if we were going to teach school, play in church, dance bands, teach privately and do all the extra things we did, or just do this. And so we decided that we would not go into business full time and we'd continue on with school teaching, private lessons, organ work and piano work and all the instruments my husband plays. So that was the choice we had.
Done. I wrote a book about the history of the New York Wirecloth Company, which primarily is about the Market Street plant because that is the original New York Wirecloth. This building behind us was actually a division of the New York Wirecloth Company, the textile division where they made the fiberglass screening. It is now out of business.
Your name's Craig?
Craig Holler, and my dad and I started this business in 1975. And we started over in the old train station across the way, and it's grown to this now.
And you do a lot of, by 1970s?
But they're all through school.
Wolf Centennial. A History of Mount Wolf. The first one was my attempt to listen to the many voices that together sang the harmonies that gave us the community of Mount Wolf. The Centennial edition continues the same, but wider, search for community. It is not about the soloist. It is about community, where we live, the land, what we do, the work. Who are our friends, the groups, and what we treasure, our values. Imagine the town fathers of Mount Wolf in the beginning reserved space for a park, a school, and a baseball field. Those places were given to the town and its people, a gift offered for the sake of the whole community. Through the many stories, I have come to believe that the founders perceived land as a gift to be shared, not only as a capital commodity to be bought and sold. The people were respected for the work they could do, in harmony with one another. Rather than people to be used and exploited, people joined with others to do things together. Play baseball, worship and pray, plant gardens, form a band, join a bowling league, tell stories. And they did things together. They didn't bowl alone. The community shared values and treasures for the sake of the community. My search continues in both editions of the books, in the interviews, in group discussions, with the stories that go with the place and the people. Who we have been, who we are now, and where we are now going. These stories are not about the soulless, although we have many.
Mount Wolf has given root to teachers and principals, graduate students, PhDs, and college professors, politicians and public servants, intrapreneurs and musicians, authors, artists, and preachers. Some used their wings and flew away. Some come back, and others flew into town, transplanted their roots, and spread their wings in our community. Comments by Bradley Rensel. Brad Rensel is a special person and deserves special recognition.